works just like a shovel.
What is it? Oh, yeah.
Actually works almost better.
Good.
Just sharp tip.
Now, some of you may remember the video that I did when I was first putting these in. It hasn't been that long ago, no more than maybe 2.5 weeks. And they were in little small peat moss pods. And I was concerned as to whether or not those that we took out of the mesh material would grow as fast as the ones that we left in the mesh material. And as you see, it has not made a difference. These are turnip greens. It hasn't made a difference. So the mesh material that is around the peat moss doesn't have any problems with it at all. It actually biodegrades. It doesn't stunt the growth at all. As long as it's completely covered by the soil and is kept moist, the roots, we've actually saw where the roots will come through the material to allow for the plant to still be fed from the roots. Now, these greens will get bigger than this. You can let them continue to grow, but because these are turnips, there's actually going to be a turnip that forms at the base of this plant. Okay, now the turnips haven't started to form yet. Well, they probably have, but they're not big enough to be noticed. But at any rate, for those of you who didn't know, you could actually start cutting the greens off of the top and eating those, leaving the plant root still in the soil, and more greens will grow, and the turnip itself, the turnip root itself, will continue to grow under the soil, but you'll have the opportunity to enjoy the greens thereof now. You don't have to wait until the whole plant is finished. You can start enjoying them now. Now, also right next to it, we have two different varieties of spinach here. And then we have some collards and kale. Okay, this kale only made its way here because it came from another bed that we were taking up, and we wanted to save it. Of course, it was very small, like down there when we first took it up. But as you see, it is growing. It is growing very quickly. You see, a lot of this stuff is growing very fast, and you could actually start eating. It will get bigger, but depending on how you like it, you can start eating now. Some leaves taste better younger than others. Some leaves, they're okay either way, whether they're big or small. And this is our red Russian kale. These started off very small. As you see, they are growing very fast too. Okay, I think it's been less than a week since these have been in here. Okay, and so as you see, the progress is very nice for everything. This corn here too hasn't been in long at all, and things are coming along rather nicely. Transplanting tomatoes there, Watchman is.
It was funny, each time I dig a hole, I get a worm.
Really?
Almost every single time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a sign of good soil.
That's right.
Hmm? Sure. Go ahead, sweetheart. You're welcome. Now, oh, okay. Now, for those of you who like radish, radish grows very fast. We could actually start eating these now. The greens are edible too, but you see the little red balls there? That's the radish. Okay. You see that? The little red balls there, that's the radish. You can actually start eating those now. And the greens. We like to mix our greens up with a number of other things. Here's also another planting of radish, in which you can see the balls forming here too. And the greens are indeed edible. Okay. But everything is coming along nicely. This is the corn that we started off in what we call corn balls, where we put a lot of very good materials, organic materials, wrapped it up in soil. As a matter of fact, the children are making another mixture right now. And we'll take seeds, and of course this is a little too soupy. They're going to have to dry it up a bit. But we'll take the seeds and ball it up right inside of this mixture, and we'll plant that ball. Depending on what kind of seed it is, that determines the size of the ball. Okay, as for corn and peas and things like that, and green beans, your ball is going to be a lot bigger than you would. Some things we don't use the ball method because the seeds are just too small. So it really depends, okay? But also, this is some pak choi. As you see, we have a row of it directly in the ground there. And then we have some that we are growing in containers, okay? So far, we haven't seen a difference in terms of growth in size from those that are in the containers and from those that are directly in the ground. We just wanted to put them right here next to each other so that we can see. But as you see, the progress is really nice. Pak choi is a kind of Asian lettuce. I'm sorry, not lettuce. Pak choi is a kind of Asian cabbage, in which I love cabbage. I absolutely love it. Okay, look at that. We just caught it. Shem just stepped right on one of my plants. After I told him to pay attention, got it on tape. Look at it. We hope he survives. We hope that plant survives. How do you feel about that, Shem? Hey.
Nothing.
You don't feel anything about it? Turn around. Trying to hide his face, y'all. So he feels bad, don't you?
No.
Oh, you don't feel bad? Oh, okay. I'll tell Papa you said you don't feel bad. Ain't that something? Would you have felt bad if you did that?
Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, what are you talking about?
I feel bad about the camera being on.
Oh, you don't feel bad about the camera being on you. Okay, so, but do you feel bad about stepping on the plant?
Yeah.
Why do you feel bad about that?
Because it's food.
Because it's food.
The time to grow it.
Yeah, and we took the time to grow it. So you feel bad. Now that makes me feel better. Now, Ellie Shiva, you just dropped some of our good soil on the ground right there because you're just playing around in the soil. So, do you feel bad about that? Come and get that soil up. That's some good soil right there. Come and get it up, Ellie Shiva. Okay. Alrighty. But anyway, we hope that plant survives the crunch down of Shem's foot. It just might, but we shall see. Here, just use your hand to get it up. Okay, but we got a lot going on. Right here, I already have a row of zucchini planted, and I've already started putting in another row here. I know they're planted kind of close together. We don't particularly go by the rules that are on the packet that tells you have to put them so far apart. We don't necessarily follow those rules, and it hasn't affected growth in any way. So we're putting them a little closer than what the instructions would say, because we know that in nature, they're not going to be spaced apart just perfectly like little toy soldiers, you see. And so we're going to go ahead and put them in just like they are. Just like you see them spaced here the way we did. And that'll be plenty enough space for them to grow and do what it is they have to do. Okay, we are taking farming to another level, family. We're going to be growing food here and at the land because we think it's very important that we grow as much as we can because we like to eat what we grow. And so I think it's very important that you take the time to grow your food, to nurture your bellies. You know, growing food is actually considered husbandry. You know how the man plants a seed in his wife and it produces a child? Well, husbandry, that's what it reminds me of. You plant a seed in the ground and it produces life, food that you can eat. Look at that. Food all around. The family that plants together, harvests together. Shalom.
I like it.